Hi guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with a short video. This was a request made by one of my visitors to the website. This is a great thing. I really appreciate people asking me questions. It gives me a chance to make these videos, which I get a kick out of doing. And also I enjoy passing along the knowledge that I've gained over the years doing all of these machines. To date, I've done about 180 Pachinko machines, restorations on Pachinko machines. So this particular machine is a Nisogen Model B. It's a machine I'm going to scrap. It was in pretty rough shape. The chrome frame is really bad on this, heavily rusted, to the point where the only way you could save something like this is have it re-chromed, which I have had no luck doing or finding anybody that'll do it. But you could sand it down, get rid of the rust, and then hit it with 2 or 3 coats of primer paint. That'll help smooth out the metal surface, and then spray it with a chrome paint, 2 or 3 coats of chrome paint. Won't look anything at all like the original chrome, but at least it would look okay. I'm to the point where I've got enough machines that I don't have to save every one of them, and it's good for me because I can use parts. So if you look, the main feed tray is gone from this. The interface down here is gone. The key lock is gone. There's parts on the back I know that I've stripped off. But today's video is going to be on the lower feed tray here. The question was, how do you get the ashtray out of there to be able to clean it really well? So when the what do you want to call them, refurbishing places sprang up in the 70s, they would bring these machines in and they would simply take a can of silver spray paint and spray this ashtray to the point where they didn't even clean the ashes out of them. So when you go to clean that, it smells pretty bad. So the lower feed tray is held on. There's 3 bolts that are molded into the plastic, and they're held on with 3 nuts. Typically they're, I think they're 9mm. What is this? This is 8 millimeter. Keep in mind everything is millimeter on a Pachinko machine. So I have a full set of millimeter sockets. So they're on a Nisogen, they're always in the same spot. So there's one here. And this is usually one of the first things I take off as I'm starting to strip a machine, is the lower feed tray. Because once it's out of the frame, then it becomes an encumbrance for you. So there's 2 of the nuts. Now on this one, there's the anti-theft piece of plastic across here that's kept people from sliding stuff up inside and trying to beat the machine. So you've got to open this up to get at the 3rd nut that's down here. Every once in a while, you will run into a problem on these where they're so rusted. Oh boy, that one's tight. Okay. So these have paint on them. This has been pretty badly rusted, but if you look in there and see in here, you can see the remnants of the white paint. Now, normally that doesn't present a problem, but if you also look here on the hinge hardware, this is actually a waxy, some sort of a compound they put on for so these don't vibrate loose. What you want to do with those is you want to take a Dremel tool, wire brush Dremel tool, and get rid of as much of that as you possibly can, because sometimes that gets so hard that when you try to unscrew, take the nuts off, it'll actually break those bolts, and then you've got a problem, because unless you have extra bolts, you're kind of screwed. All right, so now that we've got the nuts off, this just pulls out. And like I said, every once in a while, the nut will be on this so tight that as you turn it, it'll actually break it free from the plastic. And if that happens, don't worry about it. Just unscrew it, and then when you go to rebuild, you're going to screw it right back in. All right, so this one's really bad. It's got spider webs and all sorts of stuff in it. So here's the setup on this. There is a wire that goes across, and the end of the wire is bent here. Well, if I can get I don't know, it's bent, whatever, how you want to look at it. So what you got to do after you get all the spider webs out of there, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's pretty dark in there. Let me see if I can turn this or get it under the light maybe a little better. It's pretty dark in there. But there, like I say, there is a wire, and that wire goes from here through the ashtray part and exits out here. All right. So what you need to do, it's the wire right here that I've got a hold of is straight. All right. So you want to pull down a little bit, and you want to get that angle. Right now that wire is at an angle like that. You want to get it angled like that, and you need to go in with your needle nose, and you need to grab that wire and then just twist. And again, it's pretty hard to see because it's dark, unfortunately. But usually you have to do it a couple of times, and you want to try to get that wire as straight as possible, and then you just grab it down here and turn, and then this will come out and slide off the end, and then you can take this out. Now I put these in my my Sonic cleaner and get them clean, and then the end that was bent, you want to straighten that out and get that as straight as possible. So let me do that. All right, so now I've got it as straight as I can get it. So what I do is I take a Dremel tool to this. I use a Dremel tool on a flex shaft, which is really nice because I can take it anywhere I need to. But as you start to go after this, the dirt comes off, and then the silver paint comes off fairly easily. And what you end up with is just the bare aluminum. All right, so that shiny piece is bare aluminum. So you could, if you wanted to, just get rid of all the crud. So I go in, and you can see how bad it is. It's horrible. I go in with another Dremel brush like this to actually get inside and get it all cleaned out. So I'll go in and get this all cleaned out and back to just the aluminum. And if you want to leave it that way, that's actually okay. I mean, it shines up pretty nice. You can sand this with real fine sandpaper if you want to do that also. But what I do is I'll mask the plastic off, and then I do use a chrome paint like this. This is Krylon Premium Metallic Original Chrome, and I'll spray. After I mask off the plastic, I'll spray this. And the biggest drawback with the chrome paint is it takes forever to dry. So paint this, let it sit a couple of days, because if you don't, and as soon as you put any pressure on it, it'll mar the surface. So when you go to put this back in, this is kind of a pain, but you're going to take the shaft and you're going to put it in. If you look at it like this, you're going to put it in here at the bottom, like that, and then get it started back in the hole until it's in there like that. And then you can get the ashtray back in where it belongs. And then it's just a matter of getting in there, grabbing that shaft, putting it back through that hole into the plastic like that. And then you just reach in there and give it a little bend, and you're right back the way you had it. So that's how you do it. Okay. Hope that helps you.